Kansas City, Missouri. Detectives investigating the murder of Jeremy Warrior are beginning to suspect that his wife's lover is responsible.
Jeremy's uncle tells police that he saw someone who may be Daryl Rogers at the hospital where Alicia is recovering. But when police arrive, there's no one else in the room.
Detectives have some pointed questions for Alicia.
When they ask her about Daryl Rogers, she denies knowing him, but they point out that they have numerous witnesses who have seen them together.
Finally, Alicia admits to the affair.
She tells them about how it started off being so exciting and passionate, but that Daryl started becoming jealous and controlling, and it was scaring her.
She says she tried to end it weeks earlier, but Daryl hadn't taken it well. He was angry and continued to call her. She couldn't break free.
Alicia then admits she had lied to the police about the Hispanic men. The shooter was Daryl Rogers.
She says Daryl came to the hospital to threaten her. He told her that if she told anyone what happened, he'd kill her and her family.
So police issue a warrant for Daryl Rogers' arrest, and they move Alicia to another room and give her an armed guard to protect her.
Daryl Rogers is located, arrested, and charged with first-degree murder and attempted murder. Several months pass as prosecutors prepare for the preliminary hearing.
Then, on the eve of the hearing, they get a call from Alicia's attorney. He says she can no longer identify the shooter. She claims she was heavily medicated and emotionally upset at the time when she spoke to the officers, and what she said about Daryl wasn't true.
It's a major issue for prosecutors. Alicia's testimony was vital to their case. They didn't have any physical evidence connecting Daryl to the crime.
Prosecutors are forced to drop the charges against Daryl Rogers, but police, convinced he's their man, continue to investigate.
They eventually find another cell phone belonging to Daryl, and records show it was pinging off a tower near the crime scene just minutes before the 911 call. Those records also show Daryl called Alicia 3 times in the half hour before the shooting. If he was out for revenge against her and about to shoot her, why was he calling her?
Investigators take a closer look at Alicia Warrior, who is now out of the hospital, and they find she had collected over $400,000 in life insurance policies on her late husband.
What's really suspicious is that most of these policies were taken out just weeks before Jeremy was killed.
Police conduct surveillance on Alicia and notice even more suspicious behavior.
They see that she and Daryl are now living together. Why would she allow the man who killed her husband and paralyzed her to live with her?
There's only one explanation. They were in it together. They had jointly planned to kill Jeremy. But there's nothing police can really do. All the evidence is circumstantial.
Finally, after 3.5 years, a new witness comes forward.
Jamar Moore, who was a childhood friend of Daryl's, goes to the police. They'd actually interviewed him before. He was one of the people at the party with Alicia and Daryl before the murder.
Moore tells police that night at the party, Daryl asked if he would help him do a job.
According to Moore, Daryl and Alicia planned to kill Jeremy for his life insurance.
Daryl promised Moore $3,000 of the insurance money if he would help them by being the getaway driver.
Moore says that after the party, he and Daryl drove to a spot near the Warriors' home and waited.
Alicia got home as Jeremy was waking up. He was angry that she was out late again, so she had sex with him in the shower to calm him down.
She got out of the shower and called Daryl to let him know that they would be on their way shortly. She made sure she was driving and Jeremy was in the passenger seat.
The assassin's vehicle pulled out in front of them and stopped suddenly.
Alicia actually rolled down Jeremy's window so Daryl could shoot him without damaging the car. He was supposed to shoot her in the leg to make it look good, but his shot went awry and ended up paralyzing her.
When he learned that Alicia had been paralyzed, he went to the hospital to apologize.
But when he was spotted going into Alicia's hospital room and police learned about the affair, she panicked and identified him as the shooter. Once they realized police had nothing but her statement, she recanted.
They thought they were in the clear. They collected $400,000 in life insurance, but they made one mistake. They never paid Jamar Moore the $3,000 they promised him. He eventually got angry and ratted them out.
In April 2008, Alicia Warrior and Daryl Rogers are arrested and charged with the first-degree murder of her husband, Jeremy. She is convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder, and is sentenced to 50 years in prison without parole.
Darryl Rogers saw the writing on the wall and decided to plead guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole in 20 years.
Jamar Moore pled guilty to aiding a felon and conspiracy to shoot into an occupied vehicle and was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison.
One of the most disturbing things about this case is the fact that Alicia could have sex with Jeremy in the shower that morning, knowing full well she was about to drive him to his execution. You can't get much more cold-blooded than that.